This podcast contains discussions of mature themes, including violence, which may not be suitable for all audiences. Please proceed with caution. Listener discretion is advised.
Let's go. Saskia.
Welcome everybody to this special Dealer's Choice episode of Dark Talk. I'm your host Dan and I'm joined by Paul and James. Guys, how are things?
Very well,
Thank you. Excellent.
Good to see you. Nice
to see you.
Haven't seen you both together since Halloween.
Yeah, I was going to say. So that's my bad, sorry. I've had to cancel a couple of times, didn't I? So, silly me. Silly bastard.
Yeah, you flew out to Amsterdam, you motherfucker.
I did. Sorry about
Was it a nice Netherlands shoe-related trip?
No, he was looking for
that. It
Saskia.
was, but yeah, I was looking in the wrong place though. Should have been looking in France.
And you should have been looking underground.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your trip?
I did, thank you. Yeah, so one of the main things that was like that good was we only had like 3 channels on the TV in the bedroom, right? So when we got back at night, it was like put TV on, and one channel was BBC News, and I'm no way am I watching that shit. Another one was MTV, so it was just all like modern pop music, and then the other channel was like a Christmas 24 movies channel. So during my stay, I watched 5 Christmas films, and they were the absolute best. And I've been watching them again since I got back. So 2 standouts were My Norwegian Christmas, where an American woman went to Norway and met a man who claimed to be a Viking, and she fell in love with him. Another one was called what was it called? Fuck! It was like Royally Yours This Christmas. It was so shit. It was so bad. It was fucking awesome. Oh my god! I watched another one yesterday called Destination Christmas, and it's just, I love it. It's so fucking shit. It's the best. I've been like dead excited to talk about it. I know Dan, you're a big fan of those Hallmark Christmas films.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Hallmark cinematic universe. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, they are actually quite fun to watch in the background. They're so formulaic and bad. They've looped round to be actually entertaining now. So I got stuck watching one in work the other day.
Sure, mate.
Yeah, that's my excuse. Yeah.
Doing the thing where the dad watching a film and he's watching it from the kitchen at one point, and then slowly gets closer.
Paul, have you seen anything good?
I watched a good film the other day actually called Patterson. It's, Adam Driver plays an Adam bus driver, and he's also a poet, and he also lives in a town called Patterson, and it's a really good film. It's just like not a lot happens in it. At one point he's walking down the street and he hears like rapping, and he looks inside this building and Method Man's in there just rapping. And then he's just like, that sounds really good, mate. And he's like, thanks. And they give each other like an elbow, and then he walks off. And it's just like that. It's a really good film. Other than that, though, I have been watching the TV show Dark, the German TV show.
I've not seen that.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good. It's like so good. I've tried to watch it a couple of times before, so I've seen the first season about 3 times now. I remember watching it the first couple of times with it on dub, so that you're listening to like American voices, and I never got past the first season, and this time I'm watching it in German, which is the way you always should do it, and it is insane how much better it is. Like, I'm fucking in love with this TV show. I can't wait to finish this so I can go on. No, I'm joking. This is fucking good.
James, what about you?
What have I watched? I watched the new Yorgos Lanthimos film, Begonia. Have you seen that?
No, but it looks
that advertised?
Really interesting. Is that the one with
it's fucking
Todd from Breaking Bad?
Yeah, Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. he makes like weird films anyway, doesn't he? So like I saw the trailer for it and I was like, need to watch it. Don't want to watch the trailer again. So we went to watch it in the Everyman cinema because my girlfriend's never been there before, and it was like she had a ticket, so like a gift card. So we're like, yeah, go on then, like we'll go and watch it. We'll have to go some food and watch it. Anyway, there's a scene in the film. It's quite horrible, and I looked to my right and Izzy was crying her eyes out, but like proper crying, and I was like, oh my god, like has this happened to her before? I don't like it shouldn't have, but and then I was like, oh shit, like I was like, we're gonna have to go, like we're gonna have to leave, and then we basically ended up staying and watching the whole film, and it's really, really good, and I do recommend it. He does make some weird films. Saw One Battle After Another as well. Seen that yet? The new Paul Thomas Anderson one?
Yes, I have. Fucking hell, yeah.
yeah. Paul, have you seen it?
Is that with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
No, I've seen like a little trailer thing for it. I do want to watch it.
It's incredible. It's the best film I watched this year. It was like so good.
Yeah, I watched it. I just thought Sean Penn was so gross in that film. He's so fucking gross. Oh.
He steals in it. Leo's fucking so good in it as well.
I thought Benicio was fucking
so
great as
funny
well.
Yeah. Just the whole cast, the whole thing is just like from the start you're just on the edge of your seat. It was so good.
This isn't a spoiler for the film, but there's a quick shot of this guy walking past Benicio del Toro, and he's wearing an Eddie Guerrero t-shirt from like 2004, and I was like, that's an Eddie Guerrero t-shirt. And then later on, Benicio calls that kid over. He's like, hey, Latino Heat, get over here. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, does it? I didn't notice that.
Nice.
So we watched those two amazing films, and then I can actually now say I've seen all the Twilight films because Izzy wanted to watch them all, and I was like, go on then, I'll watch them all with you. And I didn't actually mind them, but there is one that I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, we need to turn it off. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. But yeah, I can't believe I've watched all 5 of them.
Me and my missus watched a couple of them not that long ago.
Yeah.
Actually. I think it was like a hangover Sunday.
Yeah.
We watched New Moon and maybe another one. So shit.
Thingy's good in that. Michael Sheen plays like the leader of the vampires. They all live in Italy, don't they? And he looks like and plays it like a character from like the League of Gentlemen. He's so funny in it. He's actually like quite disturbing in it. The rest of it's like, ugh. So yeah, but they're not on my letterbox yet. So I will add them though.
For my letterbox, I've been trying to round off my films to 1,500 for the year, so it was 30 films away. So I've been like chaining.
Is that so many you've watched?
That's my total on letterbox at the minute, which isn't like massive, but I'm trying to. If I can watch another 30 films, I can bring up to 1,500 before the end of 2025. So we decided to go for Fulci's Gates of Hell trilogy. So I've seen City of the Dead and House by the Cemetery, but I'd never seen the film The Beyond, right? So I was watching The Beyond on my laptop with my headphones on in a dark room, and this is going to be spoilers for The Beyond now. So they're in this house, and there's a gate to hell opened in the house, and all these monsters and shit, all this great Fulci stuff keeps happening. And I was like, oh yeah, this is sick, I love it. And then this character falls off a ladder in a library and paralyzes himself, and he can't move. And he gets attacked by a swarm of gigantic tarantulas, which I have severe arachnophobia, right? So as soon as I saw them approaching, at first they were like rubber, and I was like, right, let's see if I can handle this. And cut to this extreme close-up of a real one crawling all over this dude. I was like, no, see ya. So I turned the laptop away, right, thinking I'll just let the scene play out and watch the rest of the film. And they just devour him alive, and it's like I could just hear the squealing sounds through my headphones. I was like, nope, can't listen to this. Took my headphones off. I could still hear it, so I ended up putting a pillow over the headphones so I wouldn't have to listen to it or see it. And then the stream that I was watching it on froze, so I couldn't even look at the laptop to turn the film off without having I can't even look at spiders. So I ended up having to shut the laptop down, like hard restart it, so I didn't have to look at the screen.
Fucking
yeah, and I didn't go back and watch the film. So
what are you gonna say? I was looking at the laptop, and I had to turn the laptop away, and I turned it round, and I could see it in the mirror.
Yeah, that's what I first was gonna say as well.
But yeah, it chilled me to the bones to the point where I sat cross-legged on the couch because I didn't want to put my feet on the floor in case I was attacked by spiders.
Jeez.
Yeah, I watched both the new Evil Dead films. They're not new, but the newer ones.
Oh yeah. What did you think?
No, I didn't really like Evil Dead 2013 very much. The gore was like amazing. It just looked so brutal, but like I was just so. It's Fede Alvarez. It's the guy that did Alien Romulus, and he did The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo as well. And I just don't think he understands the films that he's remaking. But I'm not going to get into that conversation again because I never shut up about Alien Romulus.
What about the latest Evil Dead? What do you think of that in the city?
I thought that was actually a lot better actually with the family.
I like that. Yeah,
I actually thought that was pretty good.
The mum in that is fucking terrifying.
As soon as I saw her in the first sort of 5 minutes, I was like, she is going to look so horrendous as a deadite. It's going to be that, as you did, really, way better than that 2013 one.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. One thing I just wanted to mention as well, as the day of recording this on the 24th, Udo Kier passed away.
Oh yeah.
So I just thought maybe you guys would want to share your favourite Udo Kier films and moments.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Absolutely great.
When he keeps Mr. Ace. He keeps calling him Mr. Ace.
Do you know what? As a youngster, though, Udo Kier, absolutely stunning man. Have you ever seen a picture of him?
I'd never seen a photo of him as a young man until like today, when people have been posting stuff on Instagram. But Jesus Christ, so handsome.
Yeah, like ridiculously brightest blue eyes. He should have been in I Know Who Killed Me. His eyes.
Somebody, I posted a rest in peace on our Blue Sky accounts, and somebody replied, "A young Udo Kier looks like Ian Somerhalder, directed by the Bronte sisters," which I thought was just perfect. That's just exactly what he looks like. Yeah, great looking dude, great actor. Like, I know him primarily from Command and Conquer Red Alert 2. You know, where he's Yuri's Revenge. He plays the psychic Yuri in that. He's just so great in that, even though it's not like a film.
You showed me clips from that years ago. Yeah.
But he's also in Dogville. He doesn't have a very big part in Dogville, but he's pretty good in that as well. But obviously
he's in
Halloween.
Blade as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays like one of the lead vampires in Blade that gets murdered by Stephen Dorff.
And we obviously know him from the Korn videos.
Yeah.
Make Me Bad.
Yeah.
I will be watching that Dracula, the Andy Warhol. Is it Andy Warhol's Dracula?
Oh, is it like...
the one we were talking about this morning.
Blood for Dracula.
I think, is it directed by Andy Warhol or something like that?
It's
no, that's Paul Morrissey.
But it's called Andy Warhol's Dracula, yeah, basically.
Yeah, released as Andy Warhol's Dracula.
When you mentioned that in the WhatsApp group today, when you said the Dracula film, I wasn't thinking of this. I was thinking of the fact that he's in Dracula 3000, which is the sequel to Dracula 2000.
Oh, what is it?
Melancholia he's in as well.
He is in Melancholia, yeah.
But he was in those
that's a mad
those
film.
Iron Sky films later on in his career. Remember where he plays like the Nazi commander? They've got that moon base. Anyway, sad loss. Rest in peace, dude. God, we lost Val Kilmer and Michael Madsen this year as well.
Oh shit, yeah.
Very sad.
Right, dark talkers. Are you ready to talk dark?
Oui.
Gents, we are here tonight to discuss The Vanishing, also known as Spoorloos, from 1998, directed by George Schleiser, starring Bernard Pierre Donadieu, Jean Bevets, and Johanna Testig. Fuck, I felt like Del Boy saying all that. I'm so sorry for butchering those names. My accents really aren't my... foreign names really aren't my strong points. Apologies to all those actors. James, this was your dealer's choice, so tell me why you chose this one.
Did your thing just crash, or was it mine?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. It went...
Oh, did it? Sorry.
Yeah, that was him trying to say the names of the people that...
Apologies. James, this was your dealer's choice, so why have you chosen this one?
So I chose this because I've always remember it being like, when I was younger, I didn't really understand it or find out, or like know why it was scary or anything like that. And then I recently saw a clip on Instagram of it, and it was like somebody put over the top of it, like Stanley Kubrick thought this was the scariest film ever. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember anything about it. The only thing I remember was the golden egg bit that they talk about, or that it's based on the novel The Golden Egg. And then I like looked at it, and there was just, the reviews were just like, oh, it's so good and stuff like that. And I was like, right, that's it, I'm going to leave it there, because I wanted to rewatch it anyway. I was like, and then the last minute when we were doing the dealer's choice, I was like, that's the one, just to see if it's still as good as everybody says it is. So I'd only ever seen this once before we rewatched it for this, I think.
So this cut into your dealer's choice that you'd had in your mind for months and months.
Yeah, until I saw that clip and I was like, right, that's the one.
I'm interested to know what your original choice was.
Well, you'll find out next time, I guess.
Paul, what about you?
I saw it probably about 10 years ago or so. Do you remember when like one of the biggest things on like YouTube and that were like top 10 lists of like films and disturbing films and stuff? Now it's more like iceberg and shit like that. So I remember I kept seeing it on like top 10 disturbing films, and I always remember like skipping past the actual what they were talking about, because I was like, no, I do want to see that, because it's like, as James said, it's like known as like Stanley Kubrick's favourite scary film and this kind of shit. So I was like, yeah, I remember like watching it and completely understood where where everyone's coming from with it being very unsettling film. It's not exactly a horror film, but it's like scarier than most horror films in that way, because it's character driven and it works on the way that it makes you feel rather than trying to fucking jump scare you and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I've probably seen it about 2 more times, and then I watched it a few nights ago ready for this, and yeah. I messaged James. I messaged the group after it finished. I was like, "Thanks, James."
Yeah,
and that wasn't like a sincere thank you. That was a sarcastic thank you, as in cheers, mate. The end of this film. I do wish I'd seen it when I was very young, but unfortunately,
yeah.
But I'm so glad I've seen it.
I first saw this. I bought it on DVD when I first. Again, I always say this when I started earning full time. I got this massive DVD collection. I bought everything I could, and that's when I saw it. But the first time I ever heard of it, I was watching this program on Channel 4, and it was called 100 Greatest Scary Movie Moments or something like that. But there were a couple of things I remember from it, because the list was so shit. Like, you had all these good horror films in the top 10, but they didn't have enough moments for like like the higher numbers. Like, I remember these 2 things that were on it, right? So there was one was this one time Alice Cooper appeared on Top of the Pops, and he was just being normal Alice Cooper. And everyone's like, oh, it was so scary seeing Alice Cooper on Top of the Pops. It's like, what the fuck, man? And the other one that really just made me like facepalm was it was the video for Breathe by Prodigy, with Keith Flint dancing in the sewers and the tunnels, and I was like, what? This is fucking some scariest moments. Like, what kind of fannies are watching this? Another one that was on it was Richard Hillman killing Maxine in Coronation Street. But as it went on, there were 3 things that were actually scary. So these are the ones I remember. So one was, that scene from Jam where the plumbers hooked up the baby to all the taps and pipes.
Yeah.
That's how I first heard of Jam. Yeah, that's pretty scary. And then another one was, I've shown this to you a couple of times. Remember that video from like the 70s of like the kids playing down the canal, and Donald Pleasance is like the ghost of dark water, and it's like saying to the kids, don't go near the canal. The Donald Pleasance is narrating it. It's like one of those public service films. I'm sure I've seen through it. Anyway, that was on it.
No, I've never seen that. No.
I think that's pretty creepy.
Is he doing like the Lanny thing? He's like, Lanny, get your ass out of the water.
Yeah, he's in character as Loomis, like just in the bushes. But the thing I remember from that show was this. It was the ending of The Vanishing, and that shit me right up. I was like, oh my god, that would be hell. Like, I can't imagine a worse hell. So then I went out and bought the film, and yeah, so I've watched this film. I've been watching this film for about 20 years now, and I've seen it like, God, a dozen times. But I haven't seen it in a long time, so watching it this time, it was like coming home, like meeting up with an old friend. I was like, oh, I remember all this. Yeah. So the film opens up, and we meet 2 of our 3 main characters, Rex and Saskia, who are this young, handsome, carefree Dutch couple on a road trip through scenic France. And yeah, I like the way these 2 are together. I think their chemistry's pretty great. They look like a real couple. Saskia tells Rex about this dream that she's been having. James, do you want to explain what the dream is?
Right, sorry, let me just think now. You might have to do it. This isn't going to sound good for the podcast, so you're going to have to... I know about the golden eggs, right, but...
Paul, do you want to explain the dream for James's film?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Saskia has been having a recurring dream that she is encapsulated in a golden egg in space, I think it is. Tell me if I'm wrong. And I think the most recent version of this dream was that he had been trapped in a golden egg with her. Am I right with that?
I think so, yeah. Oh, they were. There was a separate golden egg, and they collided with each other.
She's been having dreams about golden eggs where she's trapped inside of a golden egg.
Which is the short story that this is based on is called The Golden Egg.
Yeah, that's what I'd always remembered from it, and I was like, why? I could never remember that she told that story in it. I was like, why is it called that? That's such a random name, but yeah.
Yeah. So Rex and Saskia drive into this murky-ass tunnel through a mountain, and they run out of petrol in the tunnel, which is pitch black, so they're worried about a random car hitting them. And I don't know about you two, but this scene was causing my anxiety to flare up like a motherfucker. I was just like, oh no, oh no, running out of petrol on an A road with double yellows, no.
And what a bastard he is for just acting the way he does, Rex.
He probably makes out that it's her fault.
It's just, well, this, I could, again, like, I'd only seen this film like once, years and years and years ago. So it was like all new to me, so I didn't remember this bit or anything like that. I was like, oh my God, if he walks off now and she disappears, it's his bloody fault.
Well, that's kind of the way the film frames it. Like, so Rex goes off to go and get petrol by himself because he has a bit of a tiff with Saskia. And when he comes back into the tunnel, she's gone. And he's like, oh no. And it's almost as if that's when she's going to go missing. But the film bait and switches it because she's at the top of the tunnel like an angel, like, hey. But like, she just left the car there. Like, anybody could have smashed into that car.
Did anybody put the hazards on as well?
Into it.
I don't think so.
Better than smashing into it with her in it.
That's true.
And maybe hazards didn't ran on fuel back then.
Yeah.
We have seen we saw that van in Friday the 13th that had the emergency emergency fuel tank, and they had to press the button to go on it. So I mean,
yeah, rather than just doing it itself.
I think that's not a bad idea though, having an emergency fuel tank like that, because it makes you think like, right, I better get to a friggin' petrol station now because I'm on emergency here.
Yeah, but that's basically what it is when your light comes on. Huh? You got 50 miles to.
Yeah. I don't know. My petrol light's always on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they carry on with their holiday now that Rex has walked. God, he must have walked like 10 miles. They're out in the middle of nowhere. This is like mountainous area. He goes to get petrol. Like, anyway, there's an atmosphere now between them, and their happy vacation mood is gone. And you just know that the next 50 miles being driven in absolute silence, just like quiet fuming between the two of them, like not making eye contact, so not speaking to each other unless they have to. Just I felt his pain so much.
Like the POV shot of his arm, like tense, like that meme. If that was the poster for the Golden for the Vanishing.
And she's just looking out the passenger window. She's like, I'm not looking at it. She's like turned to the side so I can't see it. She does make an effort though. They do kiss and make up because she's like, fuck this. We're going on holiday. I'm not spending the entire holiday like this. So she does give him the olive branch.
Yeah.
She reveals to him, doesn't she, that that's like pretty much her biggest fear. She's like, don't ever leave me. Don't ever abandon me again.
Yeah.
That is like she explains that that's like her fear and that. So which definitely leads into.
I mean,
what happens?
I mean, he shouldn't have left her. Like they should have gone together. You know, like.
Yeah, I was thinking as well. Like after this, and like he's in a mood with her, and I was like, oh man, he's such a baby, and it takes her to be like, oh okay, come on then, let's make up. You know, it's my fault. It's just like obviously it would have to be a woman who would like do that though. You know, like to speak to like a moody man and be like, come on then, babe, let's have a good time. I'm sorry. You know, the guy's like that guy from RoboCop, like yeah.
I'm gonna have to put that clip in.
This is entrapment. My client was visiting close personal friends in that motel. Hey, buddy, your client's close personal friends were a non-union video crew and a German shepherd. That's prejudicial. Did the arresting officer ask to see their union card? Yeah! Say so, come get
But I don't know, when I was watching this, at this point I was like, this guy's a fucking dick, and she's had to be the one who's...
I say, so they eventually kiss and make up, and they pull over at this service station, which just looks so lovely. I want to go there if it wasn't for the events of this film. I think that just looks so nice. There's like children frolicking in the meadow, and like everyone's sunbathed, and just it looks like a festival. Everyone's having a great time.
It's like the live action Route National book. From the graphic novel to the big screen. Route National 6. It just reminded me of like French class in school, like all those old style photos, like obviously taken on film, and just the things people are wearing, like the denim jackets and stuff. It's so good.
Route National. It does, yeah. It does look like a French school textbook. Yeah. Route National. Oh god, you've given me a great idea for your Christmas present there, James.
Please. I would actually love that so much.
I haven't thought about Route National in fucking years.
Oh, I just
I'm gonna Google it.
I was watching BBC Breakfast the other day, and there was this guy on it, and he was going. There was this guy on it. He was talking about the old Come and Praise books, and he was singing some of the songs.
Oh,
he was
shit,
like,
no way.
He was like, yeah, some of these songs. He's like, there's the one about the smell of bacon as you tie up your laces, and I was like.
Pointing at the screen like Leo, were you? Like,
and he was like, there's this weird line about jet planes meeting in the air to be refueled. He was like, but you never see that, do you? Oh God.
Yeah, that's so fucking true. What does that even mean?
Do you remember the old Welsh ones that we had? It was like Canny Rock and Roll and all that.
I don't think we did that.
That was like such a treat when they busted out those ones. But like there was the one about Elvis and everyone was dancing like that. It was fucking dead embarrassing. But like back then, that was like the shit.
Jesus.
Oh, when you go to class and the teacher would wheel in that big TV on the stand, you ain't gonna have a lesson. Get to watch TV.
Today, class, we're gonna watch Pobla Come for 5 hours.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Sorry,
had
listeners.
this,
that was a very British.
Yeah, me and a friend of mine who has been mentioned in the podcast before once went to this pub, and there was a guy in there, and we were like 16 or 17, and we were in there drinking because they used to serve you. And there was this guy, and he was dressed like this, like he was from the Route Nationale, but he had like no teeth or anything like that. And he was just coming up to us, going like, you know, like that homeless guy in The Simpsons when he's like raging and stuff, and Wiggum's like, "Who's been stealing your thoughts?" But he'd like say something like that to us and then burst out laughing. And then like ever since then, me and my friend have always called him, "Oh, do you remember that Route Nationale bloke in the pub?" Oh no. But yeah.
So they're at this lovely gas station, and they're having a nice, cute couple moment when they are playing around on a grass verge, and they bury 2 coins to mark their holiday. And Saskia walks off to go and get a Coke and a beer, and she leaves Rex alone to play with his 13 franc frisbee. He comes back with his frisbee. He's like, 13 francs. He's like, throw this frisbee. 13.50. Sorry.
And I'll tell you why I know that. I've remembered that later on.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
So Rex is waiting for Saskia to return, and wait he does, because Saskia was taking so long that Rex goes looking for her in the service station, but he can't find her anywhere. He opens the door to his car, and all these golf balls fall out, which again stressed me out. It was just like, oh God, imagine you're looking for your wife, and all these golf balls have just fallen out the car comically and rolling, and you've got to go and clear them up before you can even carry on like looking for her. Oh,
sounds like a fever dream, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, so Rex shows the clerk in the shop a photo of Saskia, and she saw Saskia half an hour ago by the coffee machine, while another dude saw Saskia leaving with a Coke and a beer and getting into a car with a man. And none of this is making any sense to Rex. He's like, what's going on? Why would she be waiting for coffee? She came to get a beer. And then he's hearing conflicting reports. Rex realises that he must have caught Saskia in the background of a Polaroid that he took of their car, so he will have that later in the film. He comes back to the car and he sees that the car's just been randomly vandalised and his bike's been nicked. It's like he's having a fuck's sake. Which I think is I think that's unrelated to the disappearance, isn't it? That's just some random shit that happens
I think
to
that just bikes just get nicked, don't they?
Yeah, they just want to add stress to this dude's life. They're like, oh, come on, let's give this guy the worst time of his life. Yeah, I was enjoying this, but I was starting to feel the panic that he was feeling.
So I was going to say, like, obviously years ago watching this as a kid, obviously I was like more into like Scream and Halloween and Friday the 13th and stuff. But now that I'm a lot older, what would you do? Like, especially back then, you've got like no phone and anything. Like, what would you actually do?
Nobody's listening to him either, are they?
Yeah.
Like the guy in the garage, who's like the manager's like, you have to wait a certain amount of time. Just face it, dude. She went off with another guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, she fucking didn't, pal. She's my missus. We're from the Netherlands, and she's like, come on holiday with me. She's not just going to go off with a random dude.
Yeah.
And nobody's listening. They don't give a fuck. They just want to listen to their bike racing, whatever it is.
Tour de France, Tour de France, Tour de France.
Tour de France, that's all the bike racing. But yeah.
Yeah, and like when he's talking to that manager just couldn't be less interested. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever, mate, yeah, whatever. And Rex is like, listen, what we need to do is we need to get every coin from the register because that guy might have left fingerprints on every coin. But the guy just looks at him like, you're insane. That's never going to happen. Like, it's like, he says like, that's absurd.
That is insane. But like that's how desperate he is. Like, he literally has nothing else. They don't have cameras. He doesn't have any evidence. There's no like cyber like, at all.
Yeah, I mean, he is doing everything he should be doing. He's going around. He hasn't left it, and he is going around looking for it because like he could have easily just sulked off in a mood, thinking she's gone off somewhere, you know. But like, so he's like going out, and he's even in like going into like the women's toilets, like kicking down doors looking for her. It's like, where is Like he comes off as like a bit. He comes off as a bit of a nutter here, really.
At what point do you? Because he's got to leave at some point. Do you know what I mean? It's like what? I don't know. It's hard to put into words.
No, I know. If that happened, if that was your child that went missing, then you wouldn't leave. You'd search. You wouldn't leave, and you couldn't sleep. And I guess he kind of feels like that. But then at some point he has to go. Like he's probably slept in the car at least one night waiting for her, and then he realizes she's not there, so he's got to try and figure out what's best to do.
He would literally have to go home at some point, wouldn't he? Because if she's not there now, the police will end up searching it and everything. He has to go home. Yeah. So
have you ever been in a situation where, obviously not that extreme, but like say you've been with somebody and then you can't find them for like a split second, even if you're looking after a kid or whatever? Like, have you ever done that?
In my job, yeah.
It happened to me the other week. I went to check on my son in his room and he wasn't there. So I went downstairs and I was like, where is he? It was like, he's in his room. I was like, he's not in his room. I've just been up there. So I all sprinted, like panic, ran back to the room and still wasn't in there. And then I looked and he'd gone to sleep on his brother's bed and his pajamas were the same colour as the duvet. So he looked like he was camouflaged like the Predator. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, the panic that I felt for that 60 seconds was, yeah.
I thought you were going to say you got abducted by aliens, but because he kept going to that bloody window again.
Oh no, that was flying pedos we had to watch out for. Do you remember?
Flying pedos. Yeah, I didn't want to bring up the flying pedos again.
What about you, Paul? Did you say you'd felt like that?
Yeah, like obviously I can't say too much.
Yeah.
Like children that I have been looking after, other people have gone missing, and it's like it sounds like everybody that I work with is like can't do their job by saying that, but it's I work in a place where children run away. It goes from one extreme to another, like missing for 2 seconds in the house, or kids been missing for 4 days in another city. They ran away, kind of thing. So yeah, but I won't say anymore.
No.
But,
So Saskia is gone. Rex is like got no means to track it out, and he's just left with nothing. Which it's hard. Like he's got nothing solid to grip onto apart from like the picture that he took, and he's got very little in the way of clues apart from like 3 people that he spoke to in a picture that she may or may not even be in. That's pretty much the first act of the film. So we go to this completely brand new, different direction of Balam. No, we go in a different direction now with the film. So we meet Raymond, who is the villain of the film. So we briefly glimpsed him during the service station scene. We saw him disguising himself with a fake cast for his arm, and he was sort of watching everything that was happening at the service station, but then we didn't see him do anything. But we'll find out more about him now. So what do you think of Raymond? What do you think of the way he looks? He's got that creepy Satanist chin goatee, which I think is just weird on people. Yeah. Anyone that has that facial hair is just weird. Like nobody has that. Nobody has that.
Got that 80s Jerry Lawler chin goatee thing going on. Absolutely horrendous bit of facial hair. But he is like such a scary looking dude. Even like when it shows his life and like he's doing normal things, and he's actually doing nice things and stuff. I don't fucking trust the guy at all. And like obviously his wife doesn't, and so on. We'll get there. But just talking about how he looks, he's horrendous. Reminds me of Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys as well.
Yeah, he does a bit actually. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's come out about him recently?
He reminds me. I can't. It's not anybody in particular, but I swear, when we used to play poker, was there somebody who used to play in the league that looked like him or something? In my head there was. I can't think of who it was, but
maybe.
I'm trying to think who he looks like famous wise, and I just can't. There's somebody, but I just can't remember who it is. But in this, when it cut to this completely different thing, because I didn't remember anything about the film, I was like, what the hell is going on? Who is this guy? In a sense of thing. But then obviously you start to remember like how the film's told and all that stuff. So it was like not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah. So the film is told now from the perspective of Raymond, who is a would-be kidnapper. It made me think a lot of the Day of the Jackal. It shows his entire like from the ground up plan about how he's planning to kidnap and murder a woman. So he's a normal dude with like a wife and 2 daughters, and does he own this house that he's doing up out in the countryside?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where he's going to make his base of operations. But while he takes his family there, there's a scene where they're having dinner outside, and again it just comes off as like this like fun thing that the family are doing. But then when you see why he's making them do it, it's like, oh, you clever bastard. So like they're playing this screaming game. So he's got his 2 youngest daughters are screaming, and then his wife wife gets in on the fun and she screams as well. And then he's like, ah! And it looks like, oh, what a fun family we are. Let's, carry on having a laugh. And then later on as he's going, he speaks to his neighbour who's like, lives a mile down the road, and he's like, oh, did you hear screaming from my house? And the neighbour's like, no, I didn't hear anything. And he's like, good.
Yeah.
He goes on to show how completely methodical he is in every single thing that he's doing. His plans are fucking disturbing, and like even the way he's like when his daughter gets in the car and he's leaning over her to lock the door and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the bit when they're screaming, wasn't that because they had a drawer full of spiders?
Yeah, I think did he put
that later on?
He put something in the drawer, didn't he? I think, and then his daughter opens it.
There's a drawer full of spiders, and I was like, Dan's gonna love this.
Yeah. But that's how he gets him. So she screams, and then he's like, "Oh, don't scream" or something. And then he goes, and then he turns
like, you
into.
Can scream best.
Yeah. Very clever.
It's there's a bit of comedy in this as well. So it shows him like he's like talking to like himself. So what his plan is, he's gonna like approach a random woman on the street, ask for directions to the pharmacy, get her to get into the car, and then when she's in the car, he's gonna gas him or whatever with the chloroform.
Yeah.
But like as it's showing him do it, he's such a dolt. He's like he's talking to him. He's like, oui, madame, can I take you to the pharmacy? And there's a time where he goes to open the door for her, this imaginary woman, but he slips and lets go, and the door closes. And he's like, oh shit! He's like this bumbling idiot. Yeah.
So this is what got me as well, was like the whole like feeling of the film and like the thing. It was quite funny watching him do all this shit. There's that one. This is a bit later on, but there's one bit where he tries to. He's got his other plan. He's like, "Oh, couldn't you help me put my car in my trailer?" And he asks that woman who works in the shop, and she's like, "Hang on." And then she goes out, and her husband comes like, "What are you doing, my wife?" He just keeps foiling all his plans.
It's a fucking Mick Jagger looking dude. He's like, what are you doing talking to my wife? And he's like, oh, nothing. And he just slaps him. He's like, don't talk to my wife.
But it's just like so many things go wrong in it, and it was starting to be like become quite funny. You kind of forget about what's happened.
It's got like comical music playing a lot of the time. It's like quite whimsical sounding if you didn't know what he was planning. And it was like a romance film where it's just showing him trying to like pick up women because he's a lonely romantic man. Then it would be that wouldn't be too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Considering all the things that are happening on screen,
Yeah.
However, he is a psychopath murderer, and he's trying to find victims.
Yeah, he's. I mean, as funny as all this is, like he's fucking terrifying later on. But again, like he's doing things like measuring his heart rate as well, and writing it down in a little book to see how composed he can be during the whole act. He practices the move on his daughter when he picks her up from the train station, like you said, Paul. But then later on, when he first tries to get the women, he has a few unsuccessful attempts. So he's like, the first woman he goes to, he's like, oh, she's like, no, I'd rather walk, because she doesn't get in the car because she's not a dumbass. She's like, I'm not just going to get in the car. All the women in this are really clever, actually. Like the only we'll get to it a bit later on, but there's only one reason he gets Saskia at the end, because even she's reluctant, but we'll get to that. So this first woman is like, no, I don't want to get in the car with you. And then the second woman, he's like, would you like to get in my car? And she's like, don't you recognize me? I'm your daughter's volleyball teacher. And he's like, oh shit. And she's like, stop trying to pick up women, you fucking weirdo. And he's like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
So there's something I want to talk about here. I was listening to a little video about this today, and someone suggested on this video that she knows what he's doing. And so I thought, yeah, she does know what he's doing. She thinks he's trying to pick up women. So she suggests he goes to the truck stop place. So he's like, there's plenty of strangers around there because he's trying to pick up a woman for a shag. But it was suggested on this video that I listened to that she knows what he's doing. Like, she knows that he's trying to pick someone up so he can abduct them and kill them. And that's why and I rewatched it a little bit today as well, and her like warning to him and her advice, the way she does it, she does actually go towards him and says it, and it's like, I could actually see that could be real, but it wouldn't make sense for the non-supernatural film that we're watching. Do you know what I mean? Am I just rambling?
No, I know what you mean. I kind of thought like a similar sort of thing as if he'd done it before, but then in that sense, I don't think it makes any sense that, because he hasn't killed anyone before. I don't think at this point.
No, he hasn't.
No, yeah, well, he hasn't. But like, it wouldn't be a bad thing to just chuck in there as like a weird little harbinger of doom type thing, like says
that would be very Lynchian, I think. Be like something from a David Lynch film.
Yeah.
So it's 3 years since Saskia's disappearance, and she has never been found. So Rex has spent all this time searching for her and torturing himself and not knowing if Saskia is alive or dead. And he keeps banging on and on and on and on about it to his new girlfriend, who she does not look like she's got the patience for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
But it would, though.
well,
I mean, you would never get over it if somebody just disappeared like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, 100%. Does he see them putting up a poster then? He doesn't see him putting it up, does he? He sees a poster.
Yeah, they drive past a poster that he's put up all these posters over the years, and him and Linek, is it Linek? Yeah, him and Linek drive past, and then they pull over, and he runs out to just have a look at the poster. But yeah, this is obviously causing a large strain on their relationship. He's been a bit of a dick to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how he even got into a relationship.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
He can't stop talking about it. At one point, I was like, is he hiring her to help him or something? Because there's no romance between them at all, and he's just constantly talking about his ex that went missing. So it's like, are they even in a relationship? No. Obviously they are.
Do you think that he mentioned Saskia to her on their first date? Do you think he was like, oh, by the way, my ex just disappeared, no one ever found her, and I'm on the jury? And the worst part is the trial isn't even over yet.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that would be quite a stinger, wouldn't it, on a first date?
Yeah.
Do you know what though? She probably knew him from TV because he's been on TV for years.
Yeah, that's so true. Actually, yeah.
So they wouldn't have met straight away, and he would have been on TV. So she probably knows him and his backstory and everything.
He probably met her at that cafe. He was probably sat at that cafe, and she was like, "Hey, it's that guy from TV." That's probably how they got together. Because he spends a lot of time sitting at this fucking cafe.
And then you got Raymond in the background just watching it like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't that cafe though, when you're like watching it, don't you just want to like sit somewhere like that on a nice warm day and just have a nice coffee and a cigarette? Oh.
Black coffee, cigarette, a couple of bottles of wine. Oh, yeah. Oh, to live in France. Yeah, so things aren't going well with Linek. Rex still can't let go, and he even screams out Saskia's name in his sleep. So Linek basically dumps him. She's like, listen, I'm going. And Rex is like, yeah, I can see why. Like, he just doesn't seem that bothered, really. He's like, yeah, there's like in another life, maybe this could have worked, but, you know, I'm insane now, so... Yeah. So Rex has been receiving taunting letters from the kidnapper, Raymond, but obviously Rex doesn't know it's him, saying, I will be at this cafe at such and such a time and I will meet you there. And every time Rex turns up, he sits there and he waits and nobody ever turns up. So he's like really suspicious and paranoid. And he's like eyeballing all the waiters and all the other patrons. He's like, the killer must be watching me from somewhere. And the killer is. It's Raymond's... Is it where his family lives? Or is this like... Yeah, it is where his family lives, isn't it? His house overlooks the cafe. I got that right, haven't I? So yeah, so Raymond's staring over every time, watching Rex. Like, it's become a bit of an obsession for Raymond at this point. Like, what can I get this guy to do? How can I torture him some more? Which is fucking horrible, really.
Oh,
yeah, it takes it from, like, again, something that Raymond had been, like, planning to do, and it's like, when we're watching it again, it's, like, quite funny because he fucks it up so much. But then now it's, like, you don't know how many people he's, like, killed at this point, like, 3 years on. He's, like, obviously got a lot better at it, I guess. And now he's just, like, proper, just gross.
Pure fucking evil.
Yeah.
So Rex has gone insane because at this point he goes on TV, right? And he's like, again, telling the story about Saskia and like how she disappeared. Like, you can tell he's like a regular on this program. It's like This Morning or something, and he's like constantly on it. And he's like, but this time he appeals directly to the kidnapper. He's like, I want to know what happened to Saskia and I'm willing to do anything to find out. He starts rambling about how he and Saskia are going to find each other in space. Now she's trapped inside a golden egg, which was a dream that she described to him. And it just makes him sound bonkers. He's like, if I was investigating this crime, I might be thinking, maybe it's the man who was on TV talking about golden eggs. Yeah.
He plays it really well, though, I think. I don't know, like, the character change. Again, like, at the beginning, I thought he was such a dick. But then, obviously, as it goes on, and you do see how crazy he's actually gone.
Yeah, we can sympathise with him now.
Yeah.
So after seeing Rex on TV, Raymond reveals himself, and he gives Rex a chance to find out what happens to Saskia if he accompanies him to France. So basically, Rex is like walking down the street, and Raymond's like, "It's me." Rex fucking twats him. He's like, "It's like you." Like, he beats him up, but then there's no way that he's not going to accept this offer. Like, he's just going to do anything that he says because he's got that power over him now. The obsession is just too much. He doesn't want justice. He just wants to know.
Can we just talk about how he tries to fight him like that? Fucking the way he tries to hit him and that is though insane. Like the way he's throwing punches, like slobbing off her like a windmill. And Raymond just absolutely takes it. But apparently, before they shot this, the actor who played Raymond was like winding him up and giving him a bunch of shit so that he would go at him properly. And so speaking about it, apparently that actor as well, sorry, I don't know his name off the top of my head, he was a bit of a dick in the background as well. He was like living up to his character, and he was like being dead creepy towards people and just being an asshole, basically.
I thought you were going to say something like thingy them, like on set he like never actually met the actor until that point or something. I thought that would have been quite cool.
Yeah.
For 3 whole years since they shot the beginning, he'd never met him.
We'll shoot this part in 3 years. See you all later. Keep the same hair.
Yeah, but Rex has been in character the whole time. I'm like, oh man.
No, that's method acting.
Yeah.
So Raymond tells Rex that he's taken a huge risk by revealing himself, but he knows Rex is too curious to kill him, and he'll never know what happened to Saskia if that is the case. We get another sort of flashback here where Raymond explains about his early life and that how he knows that he's a sociopath, how he doesn't have any feelings or any love, or he's just a sociopath, like I said. So we get a couple of flashbacks of Raymond jumping off a ledge when he was a kid, and God, it just looks so awful. This, I was like, oh, his legs, he's gonna break his legs.
So he jumps off the same thing, doesn't he? That's the balcony that he's like watching him from.
Yeah. Is it that he's trying to fight destiny? He says, is it preordained that I won't jump? And he's like, well, that is just going to make me jump, which I thought was really like philosophical, really cool, I thought. Yeah, and we also see a flashback to when he's a bit older and he's got his wife and kids and they're off for this walk down the canal, and he jumps into the canal to save this drowning girl, which he says at this point was the nicest thing that he'd ever done. That's like the extreme act of good in his life. He jumped into the canal, saved this innocent life. And that ungrateful little girl, she's like, he didn't save my doll though, did he?
Yeah, I know.
If I was the parent of that girl, I'd be like, you go back in the canal, you are.
Do you think he only did that because his family were there, in a sense? Or do you think he actually did it because he wanted to do it? Because he looks like he wants to do it, in a way.
I think from the way it's shot, he does it because he doesn't even think about it, he just does it, you know?
Yeah.
Showing that he does have that side to him that could have been just a good man, you know? But it's literally this incident that happens that makes him become the killer, because he gets the praise from his daughter, and his daughter's like, you're a hero, and then he decides, if I'm worthy of this praise from my daughter, and if I'm a good person who will save somebody, I have to prove to myself that I can't be a monster and kill somebody. So that's when he starts putting his plan into place. If he can't go through with it, then he'll decide that he is good. So it's like it's a bit of a weird way to test your morals.
That's fucking bonkers logic. That is. That's fucking so stupid. Like he wants to kill.
That's what I mean. He's a self-diagnosed sociopath, but from everything that he's doing, he is a psychopath. A sociopath can exist without killing people, and I'm sure a psychopath can as well. But he is actually a psychopath. There's no doubt about it.
Right. So we see an extended flashback of the day that Saskia disappeared, and we see things from Raymond's perspective. And we get that bit that you mentioned before, James, where that husband slaps him around a bit.
Yeah. I love that.
He's altered his plan now. What's his plan now? So he's trying to get the girl to come and help him hook up a trailer to the back of his car, which has fallen off. But he's engineered this to fall off.
Where did he get the idea of the arm cast? Doesn't he see something there?
He says he needs to be weaker.
From the original injury, wasn't it?
He says that the plan is a good plan, but he needs to appear to be weaker. He's a strong dude, and the women are like, why don't you just do it yourself? So he needs to appear weaker, so that's why he does the cast. I don't know where he gets the idea for the cast from, specifically.
I'm sure it was from when he was a kid and he had that injury. People pitied him because of his injury.
Yeah,
and he couldn't.
It's definitely something.
He needed more help from people, and people didn't assume anything about him, so he decided to make himself look weaker again in the future. And it's definitely like taken from like Bundy, because that's what Bundy would do, wouldn't it, with the whole arm cast thing. So in real life anyway, that's essentially where he got the idea from, and that's what he's doing. So another thing as well, though, that we didn't mention earlier, he tests the chloroform out on himself.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, actually, yes.
To see how long it takes for it to work, and see how long a person will be unconscious for, and how strong he needs to use it. So then he times it compared to how long it takes him to drive from one point to another, and then one point back to another. He is dissecting this process completely and methodically, and it's fucking mental.
Yeah.
So
It's like a step by step. I love these kind of films. Like I mentioned before, The Day of the Jackal is pretty much the same thing. The assassin, the jackal, is doing his plan to shoot the president, and it's like point by point, every little single thing that he's doing, and it's exactly like this, and it's great.
Obviously, watching it with like this being the subject matter, it's hard to watch in a sense that when he's writing down the timings again of like the chloroform and how long long it'll last and stuff. It just makes. I'm not even sure I would have watched if it wasn't for the podcast. I don't know if I could have actually would have watched this the whole way through. I don't think.
It is such a slow burn of obviously we know what's coming at the very end as well, so it's like I got this one thing I noticed about this film though. Apart from towards the very end, the whole film is in daylight. It's so bright. Everything is just daytime except for the last sort of 20 minutes or so. So that was really good. It gives it this dreamlike quality,
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you know what's mad about this? I don't want to summarise too early, but this film is a 12 rating, so 12-year-olds can watch this film.
In a way, I kind of like that though. It's like a warning.
Yeah, almost like one of those public fucking whatever they're called.
Yeah,
public. You could imagine seeing this in school, as a don't talk to strangers kind of thing.
Yeah,
quite
absolutely.
Some of the main bits, and maybe the end as well. But I think it's way more terrifying that it is mostly in the daytime, and he is literally doing this plan in the fucking middle of the day, and he doesn't care who's around, considering there are hundreds of people around, seemingly hundreds. So,
the fact that he's going to have the balls to do this in the daylight. It's not like he's going around kidnapping sex workers or anything he wants to do it to a normal woman, So he's got his plan now, and his plan actually does work perfectly on this one woman. He's like, "Can you help me with the trailer?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And she just goes back to his car. He's like, "Can you just wait in the car for me?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay." She just sits in the car, and he's like, "Fuck, it's actually working." He's like, "Oh no, what am I going to do?" And he actually loses his nerve. He's like, "Oh no." So he just walks back he just leaves her sitting in his car.
Does he knock does he sneeze? Yeah, or something like that. This is, again...
He sneezes into his chloroform rag and accidentally takes a hit of it. And he's just like, oh, fuck. Something like that. And then he loses his nerve and then just decides he doesn't want to do it. But that could have been the turning point, with his insane plan of, if I am a good man, I won't kill somebody. Yeah. When it comes down to it, this should have been the turning point for him.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that. Yeah, so he was trying to prove to himself that he could do it, and at this point, he thinks that he can't do it, and he only gets Saskia by chance. Yeah, because she just, we'll talk about that now. So Raymond goes back into the bathroom and he cools off, and as he's contemplating things, he bumps into Saskia, who asks him for change for the Coke machine, and then she catches his eye. So she spots his keyring with an R on it, which was something his daughter gave him for his birthday. And Saskia says that she'd love one for Rex. So Raymond's... This is the point where he's like, right, okay, I'm going to go for it now. No, just shut your eyes, just, plow ahead.
Think of France.
So he lies and pretends to be a keyring salesman and invites him into his car. And, those kind of... I laugh now, but those kind of jobs did exist, so...
And she says, how much is it? And he says, $13.50. And at this point, I was like, fuck this. I need to find out how much 1350 francs were worth in the year 1988.
Go on.
So I did. I found.
Let's guess.
I found this web. All right. Well, I'll just tell you. I found this website called historicalstatistics.org, historical currency converter test version 1.0.
Okay.
And I have roundabout figured out how much it's worth.
Okay.
So have a guess if you'd like. While you do that, I'm just going to find out where it is because it's a massive page.
Okay. James, do you want to go first? How much do you think 1350 in French francs was worth in 1988? Remember, this can purchase a frisbee or a keyring.
In terms of we're going to say how many pounds it was worth back then.
Yeah. What do you think it's worth in English pounds?
Okay, so 1350. Let's say the pound was probably way more powerful back then.
All right.
Yeah. I'll say £5.
£5. Ooh, as high as that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for £3.
The prize for this quiz goes to Dan. You're both wrong, however.
Yeah.
It would have been worth about £1.28 in the year 1988.
No way. Take me back.
Yeah, and it works out by how much silver you could buy. So it says here 13.50 French franc from the years 1960 to 2015. In the year 1988, you could buy 10.896 grams of silver, and the price of 10.896 grams of silver in the year 1988 was around £1.20. So there you go. That's how they work it out. So I had to look it up, and I'm glad I did, because I would say £1.28 for a keyring is a bargain, and £1.28 for a frisbee is okay, because you probably get a frisbee.
The thing is, though, I don't think they're taking into account service station prices, because everything costs like 3 times as much in a service station
Yeah, all right then. Yeah. So maybe a frisbee back then would have cost about
45p.
Well, 33 pence. Yeah, 45 pence. Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? But then he's charging that separately because he makes them himself, or that's his own little business.
Yeah,
so.
and I suppose he's he's selling it to someone in the trade. I don't know. Yeah. Well, there you go. That was a financial corner. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So. So Saskia follows Raymond to his car and he invites her in, and like most women in this film, she is reluctant at first, but she sees a photo of Raymond with his family on the dashboard and she takes that to be proof that he's safe. And when Saskia climbs into the car, Raymond's already in there. Saskia climbs into the car and Raymond he gets her with the chloroform, rag around her face, knocks her out. He's finally got what he wants. Oh god, it's painful to watch. And it's so basic and so quick.
I know. There's the bit in this where there's a close-up of the family picture and I was like, no, don't get in. And then he gets in and he gets her, and just before she passes out, she looks at him and it's like, oh, she was so close to just fucking... And that's the bit that proper makes me like, it's just that one little thing. And she looks directly into his eyes and she's like, fuck, I fell for it.
Not to take away from her acting and the plot, but the plot needs her to not act a certain way. But like, while you're sitting there watching her struggle, it's like, why don't you just smash him in the face repeatedly? Like, you've got both arms free. Maybe her left arm where she's leaning isn't free, but her right arm, she could do some damage. Yeah. But she is obviously so terrified. And if she did, the story wouldn't happen the way it was.
No. And we saw from the fact that he sneezed into the chloroform rag and it put him on his ass. So like, and he's like twice the size of her, you know. Yeah. So I think she's got no chance.
I think he took a bit of a beating from Rex as well, didn't he? And didn't really move, didn't sort of acknowledge it. He just lay there, just like, are you finished now? So if she started hitting him, he'd probably just take it until she passed out.
So we go back to Raymond and Rex in the current day, and they are driving down the highway at night. And like I said, this is like the first sort of look at the night in this film, so everything else has been bright daylight. Raymond is pulled over by a cop because he's not wearing a seatbelt, and he has a note from his doctor, saying he has a note from his doctor saying that he doesn't have to because he's claustrophobic, which is a bit of a clue as to what Raymond finds scary. So Raymond takes Rex back to the service station that Saskia disappeared from, and he makes Rex an offer. Raymond says he'll tell Rex exactly what happened to Saskia if Rex agrees to experience exactly what Saskia experienced. And
do you reckon he got that note from the doctor so that if he was ever in a situation where he could attack somebody, he wouldn't be wearing a seatbelt while he's driving, and he wouldn't have to have that extra bit of...
Well, yeah, probably he's that methodical that I guess so, yeah.
He would have done that before he even planned everything out, just like simply just leap at when he needs to.
Quick access. Because we never actually see any of his... we never see that he's claustrophobic, throughout the entire film.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything to show that he is.
Yeah, that's the only time it's mentioned.
Walks around like that, going, this is dead scary.
So Raymond pours Rex a drink of coffee from a thermos, which he says is drugged with sleeping pills. And Rex refuses at first because, like, this whole thing is insane. Like, he's just this random dude who's just turned up and be like, right, drink this and you'll definitely find out what happened. Imagine if it was just some nutter who was just, like, winding him up and, like, he drank it and he was like, I've pissed in that. Got you. So Rex eventually does drink the coffee, but he does come very close to walking away. Like he walks off and he's like, no, I'm not doing this. And then he goes back and digs up those 2 coins that he and Saskia buried.
Yeah,
and
I forgot about those coins.
He's like, fuck it, I'm in for a penny, in for a franc,
in for a penny, in for another one. Whoa!
This is something I really wanted to talk about a lot. So he storms off. He's like, I'm not going to do it. Obviously, this is fucking mental. I'm not going to do it. And he walks over to the tree, finds the 2 coins, and then that sets him off. That gives him the decision. He's like, I have come this far. I have to find out what's happened to her. But if you go back all the way to 3 years ago, when Saskia buried those coins to remember their relationship, remember where they are, to get over their argument that they've had, that is the catalyst for this whole event happening. So because she puts those coins there, she goes to the gas station. She doesn't have enough money. She has to ask for change. change, which makes her ask Raymond, which then leads to her being kidnapped, and whatever happens to her, which leads to Rex having this 3-year hunt, this murder mystery fucking hunt, where he's completely obsessed with what happened to her. His obsession takes him all the way back to those 2 coins and leads him to his fate, which is about to happen to him.
Yeah,
those
sick,
fucking coins, which don't look too dissimilar from golden eggs.
That's really fucking cool. I never thought of that.
Films, right, where the main plot happens, whether it's good or bad, and when it happens from chance like that, just like fucking tiniest bit of chance. These are the kind of films that really get me. Like, I often think back to like parts of my life where I'm thinking like something different could have happened then, and my whole life would have been different and stuff. You know, so like chance is always. This isn't on the same level, but you know the film Vanilla Sky. There's the bit when it shows him just about to get in the car with her, and just before he does, he looks back, and he is in that like crossroads, that fucking sliding doors, that one moment where he's like, if he just says no, he'll be okay, but if he doesn't, if he agrees, then he's fucked, you know. And to him, it's nothing at that time, but it's just like that one split second of chance that like gets me every time. So yeah, this film is perfect for that kind of feeling. You know?
Crazy ass Cameron Diaz. Yeah, so Rex drinks the coffee and he slowly passes out due to the effects because it's been drugged. And now we come to the most infamous and horrific scene of the movie. So we find out what happened to Saskia. Well, Rex finds out what happened to Saskia. He wakes up in complete darkness, unable to move, and he has been buried alive. Well, he's been passed out.
Already this film was like unwatchable in a sense of like it's so horrible, and you're like, oh no, she's gonna go in there and go missing, oh no, like, and then they hit you with that at the fucking end of it as well to be like, oh yeah, just for shits and gigs. We buried him alive at the end, which is the worst, well, one of the worst things that could ever happen to you. And it's just like Raymond's such a bastard.
Yeah, that is like one of the most bastardly things you can do to a person, and like in this kind of situation as well.
Yeah, like telling him that's like, just because fuck you, Raymond.
Is he telling, by doing that to him, is he telling him that that's what he did to her, or is he just doing it for this is the thing. I don't think he buried her alive. I just think he did that because he's a psychopath and he doesn't give a fuck, and he probably finds it funny.
What a brilliant joke.
What do you say?
What do you think Rex is thinking though? Is Rex thinking, I actually know and I can die in peace and that's fine? Or do you reckon he's thinking, he's still not bloody told me what? And he hasn't clicked.
How dare you?
How dare you bury me alive, sir? You didn't even tell me.
I don't know. This is the whole point though, isn't it? Like when I was watching it, I was like, there's no way I would drink that fucking coffee. But then like he's gone so crazy at this point. Like that's what all his life is about. So he's gonna drink it. He has to drink it. But do I think, I don't know whether at that point whether he's like, oh yeah, I can like die in peace now, because he starts like saying his name and stuff, doesn't he? And he's like, I guess he does think that's what's happened to him and he can die in peace maybe. I don't know.
You saying about him like that's his obsession, that's been his life for 3 years. These two characters mirror each other in many ways. They're both obsessed with each other without Rex even knowing it, because he doesn't know who he is, but Raymond is obviously obsessed with him. He's been stalking him, sending him letters, like trolling him basically after murdering his missus. And there's even a point where they're talking about names and like how silly names are in different languages, and like they could even be friends, you know what I mean? They've got very similar personalities in that kind of sense. They're two very obsessive men, you know, and it just so happens that one of them's like murderous and the other one isn't.
Yeah, like Heath, like Pacino and De Niro, but they're on the opposite side. But
I love how this is played completely straight. Like he's in this coffin, there's no way out. There's no Kill Bill 1-inch punch to get your way out of this. He's just stuck, and it's like nobody's coming to save him. There's no police. He's got no walkie-talkie. It's just, oh man, yeah,
it's the worst of all worlds.
Like he goes insane. He starts laughing. He's got his lighter, and he's using it to like see if any sort of way out. And he's like you say, he starts like saying his own name. The bit where his lighter slowly starts to die down because he's run out of fuel, and he takes one last look around, and then it's like goes out, and he's like, eternal darkness. Like he's never going to see any light ever again. It's like, oh no.
Fucking hell. Bet that lighter was hot on his thumb as well.
He's not having a good day, is he?
The nail in the coffin, so to speak.
He's not having a good film. He ran out of petrol. He dropped them golf balls. His thumb on his lighter.
His bike's got stolen.
He didn't get that beer. Didn't get that Amstel.
Yeah.
So Rex, like I say, the lighter flame goes out and Rex dreams of Saskia as he dies, I suppose. Oh, God, how long would you think he's down there for? Oh.
He might still be there now. I don't know. You'd die of, like, no oxygen, though, right? First. Like, that.
You'd die of suffocation.
Yeah.
In probably about an hour or so. It's only a tiny little space.
In a sense, then that's probably the only fucking saving grace, then, really.
Dying of suffocation is one of the fucking most terrifying things.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. When I was little, right, I remember, and I'm talking like when I was like 3, I used to be dead worried about the world running out of oxygen. And then that would make me go into this spiral of worrying about my lungs and like the way my chest moves and stuff. And I just like have like freakouts and stuff, you know. Because if you do think too much into breathing, then like it is dead weird what breathing is. So I don't think about that too much.
James, did you have any irrational childhood fears?
Being buried alive actually was one of them, yeah.
I used to worry that I was just going to be walking down the street one day and the entire world was going to turn upside down and everyone was going to fall into the sky. That was one thing I used to worry about. So the film ends here with Raymond watching his wife water the plants at their big house, and it's implied that Rex and Saskia are buried on the grounds together, I think.
Yeah, I kind of thought that with the camera move. I've completely forgot about that that was the actual ending. I thought when I was watching it, I was like, oh, it ends on him dying and then the credits roll over the blackness, but I forgot about that last scene.
We also see a newspaper, don't we?
Yeah.
If I remember
correctly. So the camera pans over to this. So the closing shot is the newspaper in the back of Raymond's car with an article about Saskia's disappearance and then an article about how strange it is that Rex has also disappeared 3 years later. And there's pictures of the two of them and they're in oval egg-like frames, again, calling back to the dream. And it's about how Rex said they would meet again in the golden eggs, and they are, in a way, together forever. Fucking hell, this is
horrible. Yeah.
I'm chilled thinking about it.
If I remember correctly, again, I might be completely wrong, but as the flame burns out as well, it's like left like a shrinking golden light inside the coffin as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, I don't know, it's just like Raymond's just got this power to like trap them both together in this alternate dimension. You know, that's the way it feels to me. You know, like they're still alive there somewhere, even though they're dead. But you know,
they're both stuck inside the Black Lodge.
That's I was literally just about to say the same thing. It's like Twin Peaksy vibe that they're still there and they're talking backwards and all that shit.
Yeah, it's just like horrible. One big room that's just like a golden egg.
That brings us to the end of the film. So that was The Vanishing. What did you guys think?
I'd love it. I think it's an amazing film. I think it's horrible to watch, but I think it's like probably a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't think there's anything I don't really like about it. I was surprised about the direction it actually was, in a sense of like watching most of Raymond prepare for his first kill was done like quite comically. I don't know whether that's like a different, because it's like a foreign language film, like that's how we did it and stuff. But yeah, I love it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. And I would recommend it if I wanted people to watch stuff and be like shocked or horrified, you know. I've never seen the remake, the American one. I've heard it's really shit and I don't want to ruin it for myself. And I would hate to see a remake done now with all of like social media and all that crap. If they had to put all that in it, it would just be like, oh god. Yeah. But if somebody was going to remake it, I would love to see David Fincher do it, because I think it would be fucking amazing.
Definitely a period piece, isn't it? Like the fact that there's no phones or social media or anything like that really adds to the atmosphere, like the feeling of hopelessness, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul, what are your thoughts on this film?
Yeah. I'm very glad that I've watched it so we can discuss it. It's one of those films that I don't think anybody that I speak to on a daily basis, like in work or family or anything, I don't think most people haven't seen it, so you don't get a chance to talk about this kind of thing very often. What I love about it mostly though is that it's very, very real to life, isn't it? Like these things happen all the fucking time. And like the most interesting types of true crime stuff that I enjoy is like vanishings and people just completely disappearing off the face of the earth. And like this almost shows you how it can happen and the kind of the steps it takes for two people to randomly meet and that become somebody's life just over, you know. I think that it's all in daytime. There's 2 deaths. There's no gore in it. There are no jump scares. The music isn't even like too scary or anything. And that's like what makes it so good and so fucking horrible is the fact that it is so mundane in those kind of ways, you know. Like I would rather watch a film that makes me feel like this because of what is happening with the characters and like the way it's shot and like all all that rather than like a fucking spooky, scary film. Like, I don't find films that scary these days, you know. They're all fucking same, a lot of them. But yeah, I would pick something like this that makes you feel those ways over most stuff with gore and like that. So yeah, absolute 10 out of 10. Highly recommend to any film fans and more open-minded kind of film fans, you know. It takes a lot to get someone to watch a film with subtitles, I think. People are just too lazy to read these days. Thank you for picking it, James. It was a really, really, really nice experience, even though it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, thanks, James.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, full marks. I think this is the best film that we've covered on the podcast, like, so far. I prefer this over Truman Show and, like, Halloween. Paul's face right now. You look like a razor head.
I just flicked my hair straight up like, hold on, it's not better than Truman Show or Halloween.
Yeah, I preferred it. I was glued to the screen. I was so annoyed that I kept having to look to my phone to make notes for this. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
It's like the definition of a slow burn, like you said, Paul. It's just like, not a lot happens, but it does. But then you get that big moment at the end. I've seen this film dozens of times, and I felt sick. I was urging Max not to drink the coffee. I was like, just don't drink it.
Yeah,
just get out of the car and walk away. But he did, and obviously we know. And like, usually I'm nitpicking things about films, like, if they just changed this, if they just changed that. And I can't think of anything to do with this film, so it's a perfect film. You know, I'm not saying it's the best film of all time, but it is. There's nothing that I would change about this film. So yeah, full marks. Thank you, James. Great choice. Paul, have you got any trivia for us?
Yes, Dan, I have. So, Tim Crabbe, or Crabbe, who wrote both the novel and the screenplay that was adapted from it, based the story on a newspaper article that he accidentally read about a female tourist who disappeared from a bus trip after buying chewing gum at a gas station in France. The police had searched for 2 nights without finding a trace of the girl. 10 years later, Crabbe did extensive research and found that the girl had turned up alive and well. She had simply boarded the wrong bus. He even called her to thank her for providing him with the inspiration for the story. So, imagine that, like, 10 years later. Like, I wonder what happened to that girl, actually. And then she was fine. Like, ah, shit.
That could have been, you could have played the Unsolved Mysteries update theme then. 10 years later, she was fine, absolutely fine.
The film was submitted to the Academy Awards in 1988 as the official Dutch entry for Best Foreign Language Film. However, the ANPAS disqualified it because they determined that there was too much French dialogue in the film to warrant it being a Dutch candidate. So,
that sucks.
According to director George Sluizer, what is it, Dan?
Sluizer.
Director Stanley Kubrick called him after seeing The Vanishing to tell him that it was the most terrifying film he had ever seen. He had seen it 10 times then, and was impressed by the film's structure and ending, as well as the performance from actress Johanna ter Steege. So impressed that he was said to have offered her a role in his uncompleted film Orion Papers. Sluizer was sceptical of Kubrick finding this film so scary, so he asked him, well, you directed The Shining, haven't you seen that? To which Kubrick immediately replied, yeah, but that was child's play compared to this. I mean, that was long as fuck, that, wasn't it? The production ran short on money for feeding the cast and crew during filming. According to George Sluizer, he went to some local French underworld figures who lent him money, but also threatened him in case he wouldn't pay it back. The cast seriously doubt the story. Tim Crabbe wrote the book that inspired this film, The Golden Egg. He also wrote the screenplay for The Vanishing. For many years, he was a competitive bicycle racer, hence the presence of 2 bicycles in this film.
Did he nick them?
Many considered... I wish it was that interesting. Yeah. He authored what many consider to be the definitive book on bicycle racing, The Ride. In Holland, his home country, he is a chess player and still active in the cycling community. Fuck me.
Yeah,
right.
I can tell you didn't know what that was going to be when you started reading it.
I don't know what any. I never read it purposely because I want to be surprised by it, you know? Right, I'm going to read you like 2 more. If they're shit, then I'm going to fucking throw my laptop out the window and go to bed. As a preparation, Jean Bervoz, if I've said that incorrectly, I do apologise, was genuinely locked up in a real coffin, buried under loads of sand and bags so that he would feel what it was like.
What?
Ugh, Houdini shit.
Fuck that.
That's dedication to the craft.
Director,
Yeah.
it is, yeah. Director George Sluizer actually filmed an alternative ending in which Raymond Lamorne was caught by the police. This ending was never used or shown as he thought it would lessen the impact of what had gone on before. Yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Made the right call there.
So there you go, there's a bit of shite trivia for the week.
Thank you, Paul. Anyone interested in the rest of it could go to the IMDb page. Add your likes.
Yes, that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
Where else am I going to get trivia from?
Well, thanks, guys. Thank you for... James, thank you for choosing this for your dealer's choice.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, thanks, James.
Paul, thank you for choosing
Thanks,
The
James.
Truman Show for yours. I think we've had two great films.
I know what you're going to pick.
Well, I couldn't choose.
okay.
I've gone through a list of about 12, 15 films, and I'm like, right, that's definitely what I'm going to do. And it changes every single day, so I couldn't choose. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of dark talk roulette. Are you ready for this?
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't gamble on Mondays.
So I have chosen 3 films, the 3 films that I really wanted, right? I folded them up on a bit of paper. I don't know which one is which. I've labelled them 1, 2, and 3. I want you each to choose a number, and that number will be removed. So, James, you choose one. Paul, you choose another. And whichever one is left, I'll open it, and I will reveal to you the film that we will be covering next episode. Who wants to go first?
Paul, you can go first, if you want.
I will choose 1.
1. Okay. 1 is gone. James, you got 2 or 3?
I choose 3.
Okay. Film number 2. Right. Before I open this, Paul, do you want to tell me what film you thought I had chosen?
I thought you chose Kill List because the other day we mentioned Michael Smiley and Kill List, and you refrained from talking about it, and I know you love talking about it. And I thought
I fucking hope you've picked Kill List.
I'm hoping for Kill List. I got to be honest, but I think you picked that because you didn't want to talk about it the other day, and I thought you want to save it because that's kind of how you roll.
Oh, yeah. No, Kill List wasn't one of the 3. I will choose it one day, yeah. Sadly. I might just choose Kill List now you've said it and just throw these 3 away.
Please do.
Okay, the film
Let's have a look at what
that
this
you
is.
2 have chosen. Ooh! Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire. That was the clue. Okay, it's a ghost story. It's a film that I love from the 1980s. We're going back to the roots of the podcast because I really, really, really fancied a John Carpenter film. So it is The Fog.
Nice. Okay. Sick. I've not seen this since I was a kid either.
Same. I haven't seen it. Don't even remember it at the moment.
That was
Nice.
my original choice. I even made the graphic up for it.
Yeah, sick. Okay, I'm buzzing for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited about that.
Thank you everybody for listening. We'll see you next time for The Fog. So goodbye and good night.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.